So the Los Angeles Lakers decide to draft Lebron James Jr. Lebron James Jr., aka the son of a bum. And not only is he the son of a bum, he's also the son of a but the Los Angeles Lakers decide to select Bronny James with the 55th overall pick. And speaking of the number 55, the Los Angeles Lakers now has 55 more problems. It's now confirmation that the Los Angeles Lakers do not care about winning and more about filling up seats. Every team throughout the NBA can see that this young man has no potential whatsoever. Bronny James goes undrafted as he should be. Nobody wants Bronny James. Bronny James stood out in the cold 4 hours and you just said no. Bronny James sat out in the blistering cold all alone, undrafted, on the outside, looking in, looking like an orphan, trying to find a place that he can call home. But nobody wants him. Bronny James doesn't go drafted. He goes undrafted and was not taken in the first round. But my prediction is that Bronny James will get drafted in the second round. Why? Because the Los Angeles Lakers have already hired the coach that LeBron James wanted, which was none other than JJ Redick, a shooting coach. Secondly, the Lakers have already offered LeBron James $162 million. Clearly, the Los Angeles Lakers, they're setting the table for LeBron James to not refuse this offer. Bronny James should be nowhere near the league. I mean, there are plenty other jobs out there that Bronny James can pursue rather than bringing his no talent to the RBA. I mean, he could have been a gardener. Bronny James could be a housekeeper. Or better yet, I know the perfect dream job that suits both Bronny James and Bryce. Maybe both Bronny James and Bryce should consider working for Waste Management, because then they could go out and pick up the trash in LeBron James, because their father has had a trash career. He's a trash player, the most overrated player in RBA history. So it's time to take out the garbage. So Bronny James, apply for Waste Management. Bronny James puts the in successful. And the kid is pure delusional, just like his daddy. Do you know that this kid had a nerve to state in an interview? He says, I put in the work. I'll get drafted because of me, not because of my dad. You idiot. What work did you put in? The only work that you put in was using your legs to walk to the facility to try out for different teams. Other than that, you've been a spoiled brat. You put the nepotism. You've been given everything. You've been handed everything on a silver platter. The only reason people know of you is because of your daddy. The only reason you were able to go to USC is because of your father. Bronny James, the only work you put in is exerting the energy to use the word work. And the truth of the matter is, your father should have never been drafted either. Your father's entire career has been manufactured. Your father was handpicked by the RBA. Hence why his name is the Chosen One. Chosen to be delivered to the RBA to bring softness. Your father is a quitter. And if it wasn't for the RBA and having the league in his back pocket, LeBron James wouldn't have advanced to 10 straight finals. If the RBA rules were like the 90s, LeBron James would barely average 5 points per game. Doesn't that sound like Bronny James? And let's be honest here, people. This will go down as the worst draft class in history. Like, this is the first time in RBA history where I've seen a draft and I can't remember any of the players' name in the first round. I would much rather watch women's college basketball at this point. And the sad part is this. Bronny James isn't even good enough to come off the bench for a WNBA team. Now, I'm not as too certain if you guys are familiar with a Dominican college basketball player. His name is Hansul Emmanuel. He's a basketball player with one arm. I'd much rather tune in and watch his games than to watch Bronny James. I mean, he's better than Bronny James and he has one arm. I mean, how is it that a guy with a nub is better than the scrub in Bronny James?